Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to English College. Here talking to you is Ma'ani al-Mahdi, and I welcome you all to the English Mentorship Program. This video is a short video to hopefully explain what this program is all about and what will be required of you as a volunteer and the things that you'll be doing over the next 12 months, inshallah. So if we start first, what is this English Mentorship Program about and how it works? Now, the program, the core essence is that you'll be mentoring a group of students that are learning the English language. That's it. So these students that are learning the English language need support from a native English speaker outside of the classroom. All these students, they live in Hargeisa in Somaliland. So all of them are local students that are living in Hargeisa and they attend the college in Hargeisa. Most of the students are aged between 18 and 25. So most of these students are university students or just recently graduated. Some of them are more mature students. We have some students that are 30 and above. The eldest students that we have, I think, are 45. Some students even reach 50. So those are mostly business people or more mature students that need the language for their work base. In terms of how the mentorship program will work, is that we have created WhatsApp groups for all of our students. We normally use these WhatsApp groups as teachers to give out information or remind students of the homework or presentation or send some of the files or audio files or extra activities or vocabulary so they can use that in their own time outside of the lesson. But what we'll be doing for this mentorship program is we'll be creating groups of 20 students. Now each group of 20 students will have up to 2 to 3 mentors per group. So as a volunteer mentor, you won't be mentoring 20 students on your own. You will have a fellow mentor or 2 fellow mentors in each group. So the 2 to 3 of you guys will be responsible for these 20 students in terms of their daily activities and supporting them each day. Now each volunteer or each mentor, we expect or we hopefully request that you dedicate 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day to support these students on WhatsApp and to talk to them on WhatsApp, and that's 5 days a week. And those 30 minutes, you'll be basically helping them with the introduction or introducing new words or learning the words that have been given by the college, or even giving new words yourself. Spelling corrections, in terms of spelling correction in sentence-wise or word-wise, to make sure they spell the word correctly when they're typing it on WhatsApp. And audio recordings. Now these audio recordings are mainly for the purpose of pronunciation. So the pronunciation practice that the students need will be done also through audio. So the students can record audio and then the mentor can record another audio to correct the pronunciation or give them a guideline of how to say this word or how to say this sentence or how to say this phrase. So then the student can actually listen to it and repeat it and hopefully get some good practice out of it. Now, in terms of the current classes that we have, the way we teach, at English College, we have interactive classroom learning. So we have small classes. Now, all the students are sitting opposite to each other. So we put boys and girls mostly. Sometimes we even mix the boys and girls up so they get different practice. But we have up to 12 students per class. We use audio and visual aids in the lesson in the classroom. Majority is audio based because we try to focus on their listening skills. The lessons take place 5 days a week. So they come to class from Saturday to Wednesday. So every Thursday and Friday, it's a holiday. So normally the weekend in Hargeisa is Thursdays and Fridays. So Saturday is the first day of the week in that respect. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, those 5 days, the lesson lasts for 1 hour each day. So they come to class for 1 hour each day. Within that hour, we try to focus on the 5 days of the week. We try to focus on one part or one part of each chapter. I'll show that to you in a minute. So each chapter that they learn, it has like 5 parts. So we focus on one part a day. So we focus also on conversation practice, discussion, new vocabulary, questions and answers. Then they have a presentation. So they try to really learn and understand the topic that they are learning for that week and to be able to put it into good use. Now, to give you an example of what the topic actually looks like, what the chapter looks like that they learn in that week, here we can go through a simple example. So we have professional life. This is an example chapter 2, the first day at work. So they have 3 parts. They have daily life, which talks about day-to-day life, meeting your friends, making weekend plans, or going to see family members. Then you have the professional life, which is related to your work environment. Then we have academic life, which is related to the educational environment. So they should be able to converse in the English language in all 3 different scenarios. So if we go through this as a quick example, the first part is a conversation practice. So that's part 1, conversation practice. They have a recorded dialogue that we record for them, this conversation. They listen to it, they read along to it. Then they pair up and they practice to read it. And they also learn the new words. And once they go through this to make sure that they understood all of this conversation, we also have a part of expressions. So once they go through this conversation, we also teach them the expressions that have been mentioned in the conversation. So it's basically give someone a tour of the facility, home away from home, welcome aboard, these kind of common English expressions that they will need to use on a day-to-day basis, especially in the work environment. So we teach them these expressions and how to use them in a sentence and the meanings of these expressions. Then in part 2, after the conversation, we have a comprehension test of the conversation itself. So they will answer these questions and they will get all the answers out of the conversation to make sure they've understood the conversation and they've actually understood the topic and they can actually comprehend what they've just read. Part 3, they will practice questions and answers. So do I need to fill out any paperwork? The Human Resource Department has some paperwork for you to fill out. So they go through those kind of questions that are related to the work environment or the first day at work. Now, once they go through this, we try to get them to make their own questions and their own answers, and they go through them as groups or in pairs with the students that are opposite to each other, so they do a lot more practice. And then as a teacher, we go around, we correct the questions and the answers that they've created, and we do this throughout the lesson to make sure that they've understood the concept and they can ask questions and they can answer questions based on this topic. Then we have the discussion. So once they've gone through that part, we spend a whole day just discussing this topic. What is a manager like? How should they be training you? How are the managers in the country? What would you do on your first day? So just a general discussion. So to get them to really express their ideas or their viewpoints in the English language. And we go through that for the whole lesson and we correct what they say. So these kind of discussions will be very useful in terms of the WhatsApp to record on the audio. So we can put these questions onto the WhatsApp group. The students will record their audios and try to answer the question within a minute or 30 seconds. And then as a mentor, you'll be able to listen to this question and also to listen to the answer and try to correct it for them. The final day of the week, we normally do evaluation of the whole week that they've done. So we ask them to prepare a presentation on any given topic, but usually related to the topic that they've learned. So business ethics or work environment or management environment. So they go through this and they do this presentation. Now that's usually the chapter that they learn. And this is the structure of each chapter, and it goes through this system for each topic. I hope this has given you a good amount of information and you understand a little bit better what the mentorship program is all about. And we welcome you all on board. We hopefully will be adding you to all the groups very soon. Once we get you added to the groups, you'll also get more training. We'll also be able to discuss in our mentorship group itself. So this group that we have right now is just for the mentors only. So the mentors between themselves will be able to discuss. Now, hopefully we want to make sure that we get our students the best possible mentorship that we can give them. So inshallah, we hope that you'll be really there for them, because these students are really motivated and they're really dedicated to learn the English language. And it's really tied up into many of the aspects of their life currently in Hargeisa, whether it's education, whether it's a job interview. Even in Hargeisa now, all the job interviews are done in English, well, 90% of them. So they really need to learn the English language to move forward in life. And we hope you can take part of that. Jazakumullah khairan. Any questions you have, you can put them into this group and we'll hopefully be able to answer them as soon as we can. Assalamu alaikum.